Precisa is an MIS system for the printing industry. The system can handle a job starting from the request for quotation all the way to the job delivery. The RFQ is the entry module for a printing job. Precisa RFQ interface is designed to be used by a non-printing professional operator that can take the job information from the client and pass it through to the professional printing estimator. The RFQ has a simple tab-delimited interface that can expand as we enter the required information. Starting with the job information, a user can enter job type, which could be a simple brochure or a complex magazine. Client name, which we choose from the existing list of clients, or we can directly add a new client. Contact person is the client contact person for this job. Salesperson is the salesperson in the printing press. CSR contact is the customer service representative in the printing press. We can add additional CSRs if required. The expected delivery date is set to today's date by default. The job name, which is set by default as the job type and client name. This can be edited if necessary. The second step would be to enter the job parameters. Depending on the job type, a job could have simple pages or a cover and inside pages, like in the magazine case. Starting with the cover, we define the number of pages. Select if the printing type is recto, verso, or both. Select the finished job size, select a standard size or a custom size. Automatically the software will set the folded size and the open size of the job. Select the paper type from our database of available paper. Select the paper weight. Enter the type of colors for each printing side. Process is CMYK by default. Once we are done with the cover, we move into setting the same parameters for the inside. Since the inside is recto and verso, we define the colors, side. The third step is to define the finishing options for the cover and inside. The list of finishing is very extensive and depends on each job. In our case, we will choose for the cover, folding and sewing. As for the inside, we will choose folding. By default, we always have the white paper cutting set. This is necessary for most of the printing jobs. Our fourth step would be the pre-press options. Users might require color correction, scanning, proofing. In our case, we will choose a plotter proof for the cover and inside. We will also choose color correction for the inside. The fifth step would be to define what kind of material the customer will provide. Pre-press material could be CD-ready and a dummy of the job, while other materials could be the paper, job samples, or even the plates. While in the packing section, he can provide the boxes or acetate bags to use to pack the finished job. The sixth step would be to define the printing quantities. The customer can request a quotation for different quantities. In our case, we would choose 1,000, 4,000, and 6,000 copies. The seventh step is to define the delivery information. The delivery information can be defined to a single location or to a multiple location, with the option of specifying the quantities for the different locations. The last step would be to add additional information comments. We can also attach a file for the job preview and set a remind date. Once we are done with entering the quotation information, we will click on Add in order to save it. We will see on the side the preview of the job with all the necessary details. We can then save the quotation as draft, submit it so that the sales representative can estimate it, or if we have the right privilege, submit and estimate the job cost.